Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Laratips. This is the episode 3 of Not Just Another To-Do App series. And here we'll be using Redis to make our application much more faster. Let me show you what we'll do in this video. In the dashboard, we'll be showing these charts with a huge amounts of data. Here we'll be showing chart of a month. So on the top, we'll show daily to-dos from first of the month to the end of the month. And then also we'll show the weekly to-dos of that particular month. So week 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21 for this May month. First of all, we'll directly load this chart and then we'll use Redis to cache this data and see how much faster will it get. So let's get started. In order to show that much data in a chart, we need to seed the data using the database seeder. So we'll go here and instead of 50, we'll say 1000. And now in the console, we'll say PHP artisan migrate fresh seed, and it will take few seconds to seed those data. After this, we'll go on web.php and we'll move this dashboard just below here in the auth section, okay? And now let us create a dashboard controller. PHP artisan make controller dashboard controller and we'll make it invocable. And the controller looks like this. Now here instead of this, we'll say get and dashboard controller class. We don't need this auth and verified because this one we are not using and the auth is already present over here. So we'll remove this and we can keep the name. Now let's go inside the dashboard controller. From here, we need to return view dashboard because we already have this dashboard. And also let us run npm run dev. And now if I refresh, then it will be same, okay? Nothing has changed right now. Now let us fetch the data. Here we'll be using chart.js library in order to show the chart, which is this. Just go to chartjs.org and click on get started. And here, click on the get started and we'll be using this example. And all these labels and data sets will pass from the server and we'll use it in the front end. Now let us go to this dashboard view and remove everything from here, and then it will look like this. Now let us add a heading which will be like this. This is the component that is coming from this UI kit, okay? So it looks like this, and if we go here, then it will look like this. Now let us also add subheading. So here it will say today format F and Y. F will give us the current month and Y is the current year. So here it will look like this. And if we see here in the chart.js, then there is this canvas. So let us also add canvas over here, but we'll give a different ID. So it looks like this. And if we go here, then everything looks normal. And let me zoom it for you. Now let us add the scripts that is required for the chart.js library. So here, if we copy it, then we need to add that at the bottom of the page. So for that, let us go over here and on the sidebar. So here on the bottom of the page, so let us go here and just add here this tag like this. Now whatever we push from here dashboard, it will go and add it over here at the bottom of the page. So now here, let us wrap this with a div, and now let's say push script and then add that script over here. So after this, if you go on the dashboard and let me show you the source, and at the bottom then the script is shown over here. So let me close this. So after this, let us add the code from here, and then here I'll just copy this and paste it over here. And then if I go here to the dashboard, then it looks like this. You can see here the chart is showing properly, but we don't need this chart. We need a different chart. For that, we'll pass this labels and data set from the data that will be passing from the controller. So here in the dashboard controller, we'll get the to-do with the specific data. Let's paste the code and explain it for you. I have added the code and you can see the code over here. I'm getting all the to-do, selecting some data over here, and where between the start of the month and then end of the month. And then I'm grouping by due date, which is from here, which is taking the day from the due at. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 31, let's say. So all the days in the month. So it will select the day in that specific date and we'll group by that day and then order by that. Here we'll get all the to-dos that are due on, let's say the 1st of May or 2nd of May, like that. And now here, the completed count. This is the count of all the to-dos that are due on a specific date, and these are the completed count, and these are the incomplete count. Here you can see we are just setting it 1 when it is completed, so it is completed count, and when it is not completed, then we are setting it 1, which means that incomplete count. Okay, so after this we are getting all those data. Now let me do dd and show you that. And let us go here, and the data looks like this. So here is the 10, 11, 12, 13th of May, and here we have the 31st of May. So for this we are getting data. So this is total, completed, and incomplete. So let us remove this now. And now we will just do some operations using the collection methods and then prepare the labels and data sets. So the labels, we are getting the due date. So here the due date is 10, 11, 12, 13. So these labels, it will be this, and it will go here at the bottom. And here we have the data sets. So we'll show 3 bar charts in a single column. So one will be total, the completed, and incomplete. So if you see here in the documentation, so here is only 1 bar chart. We'll show 3 bar chart over here, the total, the completed, and not completed ones. So after getting this, I am passing this data to the dashboard. Now here in the labels, we'll say @JSON labels like this, because we are passing the labels from here. And we'll also use data set like this. So here we'll say JSON data sets. Basically, these data sets will convert this array into the JSON. Let me save it, go here and refresh the page. Then you can see here, this is total, this is completed, and this is incomplete. So if you add this 18 and 53, it will be 71. So we are getting now all this data. And to analyze how much time it is taking to show this data to the browser, we need to install a package, and the package name is this Paravid Laravel debug bar. So let us go over here and just run like this. So we'll say here, since I'm using hard, I'll say hard in the beginning and then write the composer require this, but you don't have to write this hard if you are not using it. So I'll hit enter and it will install this Paravid Laravel debug bar package. After this, if we come here in the browser, then at the bottom of the page, we'll be seeing this. It will automatically refresh for us because we are using this npm from dev command. And you can see here, it is taking 268 milliseconds in order to load this page. And also for the specific query, we can just go over here and see. So this specific query is taking 23 milliseconds, but sometimes it may take even more. Now that we have shown this daily chart for this specific month, let us just commit it. So here we'll go and let's say, so daily chart for a month, and then we'll commit it. Now let us code in order to show the weekly chart. Let's go to the dashboard controller. I'll add the code and explain it for you guys. You can see all the changes that are made. So I have extracted that specific code, this code, and this labels and data sets code into a separate function. And you can see all these things are added over here, and any extra select that we want, we'll be passing it over here. And these 3 dot will merge whatever array we pass over here to this one. And if you see the old code, so we had this one. So we'll have separate columns for daily chart and weekly chart. So we have to pass this, and then we'll merge it over here. So here in the dashboard controller invoke method, you can see here this month to-dos, and we are passing the same column that we were previously passing. And then we'll format it, we'll pass that to-do, and then we'll format it to labels and this data sets. And we'll show total, incomplete, and completed. Similarly, for the weekly, we'll use this week duet, which will give us the current week of the whole year. And we'll add that formatted data to the weekly chart over here and on the daily chart variable over here. Now let me go to the dashboard, and here also we need to do some changes. I have added the code over here. So now here I have added this. So this one is for daily to-dos and this one is for weekly to-dos. And we have a separate IDs over here. And now here I have a separate method. This is rendered chart, which will be calling for daily and weekly charts. So here this rendered chart, this is the ID and this is the labels and this is the data sets. So for the daily chart, we have passed the variable daily chart. So from that, we'll get labels and data sets, and it will just call this function and render the chart. Similarly, we'll also show the weekly one and it will get rendered over here. Now let us go here in the database and you can see the weekly chart also here. So this one is same as before, but this one is the weekly to-dos. So this is the 18th week of the year, 19th week of the year, and so on. So this will be only for current specific month. So now it is taking 375 milliseconds and the queries. So it is taking 17 and 12. So let me again refresh and you can see here it is changing, and again let me refresh and it is changing. So these milliseconds will keep on changing. Now that we have shown the chart for the weekly to-dos as well, so let us commit this. So weekly chart for a month and hit and commit. Now let us introduce caching. For that we'll go here in the .env file. We'll search for cache. So here the cache store will set to Redis. I think you have also set this already because we have already discussed about this in the first episode. And here the Redis details. For me, the Redis password is password, but in case of yours, it can be null. Now let us go to the dashboard controller and introduce the caching. I have added the cache and let me show you what I have done. So I'm using this cache facade from the Laravel, which is this. And we have a remember method over here. We'll give the cache key and we'll say how long we want to cache this. Let's say we want to cache this for a week and the actual code that we want to cache. So this code is giving us the to-dos and we are formatting it here. So we want to cache all this code. Similarly, for the weekly to-dos also, we are going to cache and the key must be different. So what this cache remember does, this will check for this key, and if this key is present in the cache, then it will just return whatever it has in the cache. But let's say if it doesn't have this key in the cache, then it will go into this closure and whatever the code is inside it, it will execute that and add it to the cache. And next time whenever we visit this page, then it will automatically give us the data from the cache and it will add it to the cache for a week, and after a week it will again get the fresh data and then add it to the cache again. But I'll also show you how to forget this cache if there is any changes done into the to-do. Let's say we added a new to-do or deleted or created or updated to-dos, then we need to again invalidate this cache and regenerate the cache whenever user visits this page. And now let us go to the dashboard. So here it is currently taking 315 milliseconds, 21 and 9.53. Now let me refresh the page and you can see here both the queries are gone. The queries that we are using to get this and this. The whole website duration has also reduced. And since we have cached the whole query, the load to the CPU of your server will be very less. And because of this, more user can concurrently use your application. We'll do one more thing, which is invalidating the cache whenever something changes. So for that, we have to create a observer. Let's say PHP artisan make observer to do observer, and we'll pass -- model and to do the model name. It will create the observer inside this app observers folder. Just click on it and it will take you over here and it will show all those created, updated, all those methods. Now let us go to do model and here we'll add an attribute which will be observed by, and here we'll pass to do observer class. So what does this do? Whenever we add this over here, whenever a to do is created, it is called. And whenever a to-do is updated, this is called. So let me just show you here updated. So let's say info to-do updated, okay? And let us go to laravel.log file. Here in the storage, logs laravel.log file and let me clear it. Now let us go to the to-do and click on edit and let's say 2 over here and click on update. So for now, let me just clear this. So let me update. And to-do has been updated successfully and there is no due and reminder date, but you will see here to-do updated, and which is coming from here the to-do observer. So now let me just remove this. Now here we'll add the code to forget the cache. So whenever a new to-do is created, we'll forget the cache, and this is the cache facade. And on the update also we'll just forget those cache, and whenever a to-do is deleted, then also we need to forget the cache. So this restored and forced delete we don't need because we are not using soft delete. So we'll just remove this. So now if I go here in the dashboard, then no query is made. Now let me go here in the to do and let me just edit it. So instead of to, I'll just say the old one and update. And now if I go here in the dashboard, then it will refetch the data from the database because the cache is already forgotten. Now if I click here, we can see that we are getting the database queries once again, and the total time is also increased. And if we refresh it one more time, then it will not show these queries because the queries has already been cached. And you can see here, those are gone and the time has also reduced. Now let me go here and add the commit, implement Redis caching. Now let us sync this with the GitHub. It's now post. Now let us go to the Cloudways and deploy it. So we'll go here in our applications, in the to do, deployment via Git, and we'll pull the changes. Everything has been pulled. So now let us do SSH into the server. I'm logged into the server and let me go to the project directory, cd applications, this and public_html. And we'll run composer install because we have installed the Laravel debug bar application. This debug bar, we are only using it because we are developing this application. But after it is all done, then we must not use this debug bar application because it will reveal so many things of our application. Now let us go here and in the Laratips, manage services. And you can see here Redis is already running. You can stop, start or restart it. But if it is already running, then we don't have to do anything. Redis by default come with Cloudways. So now we'll just go to our application from here and then open it. And let us go to the dashboard. And let me just zoom it for you guys. And you can see the 3 queries are attempted and it is taking 403 milliseconds. And if I again refresh, then those 2 queries are gone and it is only taking 335 milliseconds, which means we have reduced the load to our server. So I hope you understood how you can use Redis in Cloudways in this episode. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.